Okay. So let's picture this. Traveling to the moon takes about 3 days right now with the technology we have. And let's say you're in a position to where money's not an issue. Let's just say it's free. You have the opportunity to travel to the moon. That's something that you've been looking forward to. But you have two different options, two different types of rockets that'll get you there. Option one is a really fast rocket. For the sake of the matter, let's call it the Doge rocket, and it will get you there in half the time it normally takes. So a day and a half. But when you take that rocket, you have a higher chance of dealing with a lot of turbulence and dealing with a lot of asteroids that you have to avoid. But you still have a chance of getting there and getting there a lot faster. Faster than your second option, which will take you twice as long, so 6 days to get to the moon. But if you choose that option, even though it'll take you longer, you have almost 100% chance of dealing with little to no turbulence and practically no obstacles like asteroids. So my question to you is, which process would you rather take to get to the moon? The faster route or the safer route? What's up guys, my name is Derek Jackson, welcome back to the channel, and if you chose the slower yet safer route to the moon, then this cryptocurrency is probably one that you're really going to want to invest into, and it's called Safemoon. Now Safemoon has only been out for a month so far, but it's already one of the most talked about cryptocurrency and is the most watched cryptocurrency on the market today, even more watched than Dogecoin and Bitcoin. And that has a lot to do with what it brings to the table and why it brings it to the table. So my goal was to do as much research as I could, whether it was going on the actual Safemoon website, reading other articles, and watching other YouTubers who share their own opinions based off the facts that Safemoon currently has shared with us. And at the end of the day, I wanted to make this video to try to dumb this down as best as I can to help you guys out that either have no idea what Safemoon is or don't even know what a cryptocurrency is, which would be pretty surprising at this point, or have an idea of what Safemoon is and may be confused by some of the wording and other stuff that you may see on the actual website for Safemoon itself and still have no clear understanding on what Safemoon has to offer. So hopefully you enjoy this video, but without further ado, let's get started. So Safemoon is a crypto token that was created in the middle of March with one specific goal in mind. That specific goal is based off a problem that its creator, according to Twitter, believes is an issue in cryptoverse, not even sure that's an actual word, but within cryptocurrency in the market itself, and that's volatility. Now, volatility is something that you're gonna face no matter what you're investing into, whether it's stocks, ETFs, even bonds on occasion, and cryptocurrency. But the problem with cryptocurrency, and I've said this before in my personal opinion, is that it's not backed by as much as stocks are, even though it can be begged to differ by cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Regardless, you're buying in based off the popularity of the currency, and when it becomes less popular, you're selling off. And a lot of people have been in a situation where they're new to investing and they buy in and they ended up buying in at the worst time, not aware, and a lot of people sell off and they lose a lot of money. But they want to just nip that in the bud regardless. And they want your trip to the moon to be just like Dogecoin, except a lot slower. So if you're not as impatient, then this may be something for you. Again, their ultimate goal is to reduce volatility. And with that goal in mind, they supported with this 3-step Safemoon protocol that they've implemented. Step 1 is a goal called reflection, or in this case, static reward. The ultimate goal for this step is to reward those that are holding on to Safemoon tokens. Now, before I elaborate on exactly how that works, I need to talk about something that people like you and myself and anybody that's investing into anything may not like. That's penalties. Now, typically there could be penalties ranging from taxes or fees whenever you buy or sell some type of currency, but they pride themselves on the penalty that they charge when people sell their Safemoon tokens. That penalty is 10%, not $10, 10%. So that means if you sell off $10,000 worth of Safemoon tokens, you will be charged $1,000, which sucks. But they're trying to say the ends justify the means. And they say that based off explaining where that, in this case, $1,000 goes. So that 10% gets divided into two sides. 5% of that is gonna go into what I'm gonna call for now this pool, which I'm gonna elaborate on a little bit later, maybe step 2. The other 5% is more important right now, and that goes back to step 1, which is reflection. That other 5% gets redistributed to all remaining holders of the Safemoon token. So already you're getting rewarded for just holding onto your Safemoon tokens by part of this 10% or whatever this other person lost. So it's beneficial, especially by knowing that the higher that they sell off, the more you're getting rewarded. But it actually doesn't stop there. So what also helps with your reward is how much you're actually holding currently. So when it gets redistributed to everyone that's still holding Safemoon tokens, it does not get redistributed evenly. It's based off how many that person's holding. So for an exaggerated example, if you're currently holding 50% of however many Safemoon tokens are available at that moment, then you get 50% of that 10% that that person was charged. So if that 10% was $1,000, you get $500 worth of Safemoon tokens. Again, that's very exaggerated, but I just want to prove the point of what it means. Now going back to this 10% penalty, we already said that 5% gets redistributed. The other 5%, as I said earlier, goes into this pool, specifically this automatic liquidity pool, which is step 2. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, really speaking transparent here because I don't know everything about cryptocurrency or everything about everything, but this was the hardest topic for me to grasp when it came to this 3-step protocol, being the automatic liquidity pool. But I'm going to explain it the best way I can, and please feel free to drop your comments down below, even if it's criticism. At this point, as long as you're helping me understand and all my other subscribers understand and all my other viewers understand, it is what it is. But this is the best way I can explain it. So I thought about an actual swimming pool. And let's say this swimming pool has a certain amount of water and it's not quite at the top, it may not even be halfway. That certain amount of water is defined as the most minimal amount that a certain asset is worth. In this case, Safemoon as a cryptocurrency. This is the minimal that it'll be worth. All this volatility is happening, but at worst, ideally, it will hit this baseline. Automatically, this baseline is created by combining the buying and selling of everybody's tokens for Safemoon. They actually describe it as sucking all the tokens from buyers and sellers, which was kind of a weird sentence itself, but I understand it better as just defining that baseline as this worth based off buying and selling of all these tokens. So you have that baseline. Then the baseline will naturally increase because you will hopefully have more buyers and sellers. And one of the reasons why you should hopefully have more buyers and sellers in Safemoon's ideal situation is because that 10% penalty will hopefully prevent people from selling at least so many times. And the reward for holding onto your currency and getting that extra bonus when people sell potentially really high is another reason why you should keep holding. So the more people that hold, then that means you have less sellers. And if you have less sellers, you have an opportunity for more buyers. And as I said earlier, just like the stock market works, when more people buy, the higher the price goes. So if the price goes higher, then that swimming pool of water increases just a little bit more. And that baseline or that worst case scenario that cryptocurrency can reach goes a little bit higher. On top of that, they also tax all the Safemoon tokens, and that tax fee goes also into this pool and increases it a little more. And that is a cyclical type thing. I believe with every transaction that happens, that automatic liquidity pool continues to rise so that the minimal price ideally of Safemoon is a little bit higher than the previous one. Now, step 3 is a really interesting step, and it's called manual burns. And it's based off this term that's actually pretty popular, yet I had no idea what it was, called crypto burning. The best way I can define crypto burning is essentially you have this pool, not swimming pool, but this actual, we'll say, basket of cryptocurrency or tokens such as Safemoon, and every now and then a certain amount of tokens are taken away and stored somewhere where they can never be found. More specifically, they're stored into a different address and locked by a private key that can't be accessed, meaning that those tokens are stored in the specific address with a key that can't reaccess it, are just deemed unusable. So you are at that point reducing the amount of tokens available to the public. And I know what a lot of you guys are saying. Well, Darren, that really doesn't make any sense, because if you reduce the amount of tokens available for people to invest in, aren't you reducing the amount of investors that could be investing into this currency? Well, not really, because there's already 777 trillion tokens available. And if people can last with Bitcoin, which I know is a little different, with only 121 billion all time, then I think we're gonna be fine in the long run. The goal kind of makes sense in one way. And it goes back to this whole supply and demand thing. If you decrease the supply of an item and you make it limited edition, you make it rare, anything that shows, hey, we don't have a lot of these, like cars where they only make 50 of them, then people are gonna be willing to buy it at a higher price because it's more exclusive. It's kind of the inverse of a stock split. It's actually really relative to a stock buyback, which is the opposite of a stock split. A stock buyback is essentially where a company like Apple uses their excess cash to buy back stocks that they have in the stock market, therefore reducing the amount of stocks that they have in the stock market, which therefore increases the stock price to make it make sense, which for them benefits them on earnings per share and stuff like that. But for you on your end, all you'll see is your 4 shares that are worth $100 a share turn into 1 share that's worth $400. So nothing really changes on your end, but everything benefits them. That's the same thing that they're doing. They want to make it more valuable as far as the price of Safemoon by reducing the amount of tokens by putting it through this crypto burning or manual burning process, which again kind of makes sense. However, there is one thing I'm pretty concerned about when it comes to manual burning. Now, if I read it correctly on the website, it did say whenever they're about to do a manual burn, they're going to alert everybody of the requirements of it and pretty much everything that's going to happen. So ultimately, to a lot of our eyes, it sounds like they're going to tell us when they're going to do the manual burn and how much they're going to do it. Now, as I said before, whenever you reduce the amount of an asset, you decrease the supply, the demand goes up. So if a lot of people are aware before it happens that the demand's gonna go up, therefore the price is gonna go up, isn't it very possible that you could just invest into it right before at a lower price, knowing that when the burn happens, the price is gonna go up, and then you could just sell off? That will kind of create that volatile atmosphere that they're trying to prevent. But maybe they're aware of that, and that's why they've implemented the liquidity pool and the reflection reward and the 10% penalty to make you rethink that scenario. You can do whatever you want, but are you willing to lose 10% of your profit, at least at that point, rather than just hold, let the process take its course for a long period of time, and let it be worth even more to where the 10% almost feels like it's worth it? I'm not really sure, but that's just how I feel about that. On the grand scheme of things, I really do feel like that Safemoon has the best interest at hand. They want people to have a good time with investing into a cryptocurrency. Fairly similar to Dogecoin, where Dogecoin is just a joke and people shouldn't have as much pressure or feel as much pressure investing into it. It's almost the same concept with Safemoon, except that you're pressured to hold on to it. But everybody wants to go to the moon and hold for dear life. But when you have all this volatility happening, you're always wondering in the back of your head, is this the highest it's gonna go? Am I even more patient to hold on to it to hopefully it increase any higher? Because we have no idea what's gonna happen. So they want to make the trip as smooth as possible. And even if it takes you twice as long to get to the moon, they want you to get there as smoothly and as efficiently and with as minimal amount of volatility on the way. So I think that aspect will attract a lot more people to start investing in the cryptocurrency. However, there is a lot of talk about if Safemoon is a scam or not, and I honestly don't have enough information on if it's a scam, so you're gonna probably have to watch another YouTuber's video on that idea. I'll definitely do some additional research on this, which I plan on doing, but it doesn't seem to be so far. Again, I don't have enough evidence on it, but there's a lot of people that are concerned about, probably about the goal of Safemoon wanting to hold all of your money and potentially just pull the plug and take it all. But there's a lot of research that has to be done. And this is fairly new, so I understand that. But speaking of additional research, I know a big question that a lot of you guys are asking that I'm gonna do research on and implement myself is, how do you actually buy Safemoon? Now, I can tell you guys out the gate that even though I question what the ultimate route looks like for Safemoon as far as how they're gonna do in the years to come, I am interested in this experiment. So I plan on pulling a small amount of money that I am okay with losing at worst case scenario, just to see what happens in the next couple of months and potentially the next year and beyond. So I'm gonna actually learn how to buy a Safe token, which seems to be an interesting process. I'm gonna plan on making a follow-up video expressing that to you guys. But I know for sure there's at least 3 different exchanges that offer the buy and sell and trading of Safemoon, and that's Whitebit, Bitsmart, and PancakeSwap. So I'm gonna utilize one of those, and I'll come out with a video hopefully in the near future explaining to you guys how to actually buy and sell and trade Safemoon if you guys are interested in seeing what this can do. But definitely leave your comments below. Let me know, what do you guys think about Safemoon? Do you think it's a liable resource to invest your money into? Do you like what their in-game goal is? or do you think it's a scam, or are you actually holding any? Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and speaking of videos, make sure you watch some of this other content that I've made that hopefully helps you guys out on your investing journey as it has in mine. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and until next time, take care.